welcome back to the channel. I'm Erica and I'm going to go ahead and dive into the actual making of the daytime bodice for the Worth gown. I don't know exactly how many videos this will be split up in. I've got a lot of footage to work through and not a lot of time on my hands in which to do so. So in an effort to get something out, I'm going to go ahead and start, and I'm just had to get to a point where I was willing to break it up a little bit more, even though I would like to just get it all out there, just because I don't have time. So anyway, I hope you are ready to jump into this with me. I'm really excited. I can't wait to show the finishing processes of getting this particular bodice of the dress done and getting the dress to a done state. I mean, I still need to do the evening bodice, but it's still a completed dress. It just doesn't have its other bodice yet. So I'd love for you to like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see the process of this. I will go back and link the playlist for the rest of this gown on this video. And yeah, if you would like to see the finishing, please feel free to subscribe. I'd love for you to stick around. Without too much, I just want to jump right in. So I hope you enjoy. And I am ready to go forward with cutting out the bodice. So right here I have cut out a decent length of bias strip. You can tell it's on the bias if you look. You can see the grain isn't going straight. Anyway, because so there's cording here around the arm's eye and cording there. Best I can tell that, and then I think actually there's more right there around that decorative portion of the buttons of the belt. So I'll get there. But here is my completed pattern. I do know that I made this a little bit too long, but this first extension was not long enough, and I just wanted to make sure that I had enough. I can always cut it down after I finish it, and I don't know exactly how much I need for the hem. So those are the two sleeve pieces. There's not very many pieces for the actual bodice, and then the front and the back. Okay, so on the day bodice, I had to completely redo this because when I went back and examined the pictures again, I realized I had missed the fact that the back didn't have darts. It was an actual full-on curved seam, and best I can tell from zooming in on pictures that are available that I can find is the bodice is made up of the front two pieces, and then under this underarm piece, and then this slightly underarm but more back, and then the back middle. So I've got two of these, two of these, two of these, and then the back piece that I cut on the fold here. So I did do the mock-up already. I didn't have the ability to put that on film just because of timing and stuff. But this should fit. I've got the sleeves over there. So each of these layers is the purple, and then I've got an interlining of just cotton, and then the satin lining. And I am going to treat these all as one layer. I'm not going to do a bag lining because I know I want to put boning in some of these seams, and so yeah. So I'm just gonna, the next step here is basting, flat lining, I guess, all of it together. And then I will come over here, and I don't know if you can see my markings on the underside of this, but I've got 2 darts in each of the front pieces that I will do as well. Also, one thing I did just over the last few evenings is I covered all the buttons for the day bodice. I'll need 5 more for the evening bodice when I get to it, so I'll have to order some more. But yeah, they're so pretty. I love them. So there's a lot of buttons on this. So I didn't get any of this on video. I don't know what I'm going to be able to get on video right now, honestly, because to work on it at all, it's hard to video. All of my kids are home for the summer. It's ridiculously hot outside. We're in the middle of a heat wave, and we don't have any shade in our backyard, so I can't just send them outside. So it probably will be more of a vlog style right now, just because if I try to set up the camera, the kids are all over and it's so loud. But we'll see. So I'm going to get this all done, and then we'll check back in. Okay, so this is where I am. I got all of the basting done and the darts here, pressed those down on both sides, and got all these seams sewn and pressed. And one thing I actually did too is once I got them sewn, before I pressed them, I went and took out all of the basting stitches, because what I'm going to do now is cut out these 2 layers here, cut them down, and then I'm going to fell this down. I'm pretty sure boning is going to go here, but I'm not going to try to put the boning in the actual seam itself. What I will probably do afterwards is get some twill tape and put it on top. So first is get these sewn down, and I will do that by hand. I'm not the person that's ever probably going to sit down and make an entire costume by hand. I don't have time. And the judgers and that can go away. I don't care. I will hand sew where it is necessary to get the look that I'm going for. And in that, yes, I will be hand sewing all these seams down. So that's next, because I'll be catching the lining, and that will be it. And I don't want that stitching to show through on this side. So I'm going to do that while it's still flat before I do the shoulder seams. And again, probably most of these basting stitches will eventually end up being pulled out as I work through the project, because I'll be doing the felling with as many of the seams as I can to make it as clean as possible. So I am really pleased with how it's coming together. So I'm going to get that done, and then sew the shoulder seams, and probably go ahead and iron and fell those down. So I'll see you after that. Okay, so I went a little farther than I thought. I've got the inner sleeve and the outer sleeve sewn together for both arms, and I went ahead and felt that seam down, and then I have done the inside here, gotten the shoulder seams done and felled. Alright, so what's next is I need to get the other seam of the sleeve done, and there is a cuff down here for buttons. I'll have to put that back in a minute. So the buttons I covered earlier, I'm pretty sure from the picture that there's 2, you know, right there. So I do have to work out where I'm going to leave the slit open to, and then sew the whole seam down to that point and finish up that. So that's the next thing with the sleeves, and then it'll be sewing the sleeves on, obviously. However, that's going to be a little bit of a challenge because there's cording around the armscye, and there's also cording around the neckline of this. So I've got all the cording made. I've already measured out these 2 pieces for the armscye. So I'll figure that out when I get to it. First things first is to close up the sleeves and do oh, my brain's blanking right now, the part for the buttons. So that's where I am. And that, my friends, is where this video is going to end today. Because of the new job and all the adjustments, I know I'm mentioning it a lot, but this is seriously the first job that I have had since 3 days before my oldest son was born. And so I've never been a working mom before. It wasn't necessarily by choice all those years. I have a very long story with my kids that isn't part of this channel, but it wasn't the intention that I stay home or not work for this long of a time period. He's 13 now. It's just childcare is excessively pricey. And so in the adjustments, I've mentioned it in my videos just because it's new to me. This is very new to me and my kids and my husband, and we're working around 2 work schedules now, and I know that a lot of people have done that for a very long time. We haven't, and we've struggled because of it, but it is what it is now. So all of that to say is my twins needed me today a lot more than I had anticipated. It was one of my days off, and they ended up just really, really needing some of my attention, and they take priority. So that is what we did. I got a lot of cuddles in. I hope that, which I'll never complain about. But as far as the dress is concerned, we'll pick back up in the next video with finishing the sleeves. As you can see, I did put it in the video because I felt like it was important to show that it didn't go right the first time. So I didn't just do the mock-up with the wrong bodice pattern. I did in fact start the dress with the wrong pattern and made a good portion of the bodice with the wrong pattern, and it wasn't laying correctly when I actually got it together, and I was struggling with the neckline. So figuring out that there was an actual seam in the back and not just the darts really changed everything, and it made everything lay right. So there's definitely a reason things were done the way that they were done, which is sometimes having fun figuring out how they were done. And I really did want to put that part into this video because I feel like it's very important. This stuff doesn't just magically happen. There is a lot of trial and error. I am very, very thankful that I had enough of this purple fabric so that the mess up didn't mean I wasn't able to finish the dress. When I bought it, I made sure that I had enough to mess up, and I'm very, very glad that I did because I wasn't able to reuse any of those pieces that I originally cut out. So I had to completely recut it. Thankfully it wasn't the skirt because that was a lot bigger pieces than this bodice. Anyway, I hope it was helpful, enjoyable, and I really, really hope that you stick around for the next one. I hope that it is enjoyable in the process, no matter how long it takes. Thanks for joining me.